Mr. Sunday blessed. We meet again, and I hope you're having a blessed day.
Morning was an hour ago. You're
Morning,
late again.
You always say I'm late.
Well, you didn't turn up last week. You were late the week before because you slept in. And now you're late again this morning. This is what you think of our viewers. This is your professionalism.
I swear to God, I'm going to show people our fucking WhatsApp messages. And your missus messaging me saying, oh, I thought you told you. No, you didn't tell me jack shit last week.
Yeah, right, okay. Then you'll see all the abuse you give me.
Well, that abuse, they're going to be saying it's warranted, you know?
No, you'll get arrested for hate text.
Fucking me, yeah, I know.
Bullying, cyberbullying.
Yeah, now, prisons are full with cyberbullies, aren't they?
You deserve that, yeah.
Yeah, but if you do anything else, you're fine.
You've been horrible to me dog this morning.
He's a little shit.
He's not a little shit. He's lovely, and he's looking forward to coming to his Uncle David's for his Christmas holiday.
You can have him. You can have him, mate. Yeah, he's a pain in the ass like you are.
We've got pet squirrels now.
Well, what are they chewing on your nuts?
No, right. In all seriousness, right? Our lad, she's bought them a fucking picnic table.
Oh my God.
With a little umbrella.
Yeah.
And so these squirrels have their own picnic table with umbrellas so they don't get wet.
Dude, I'm surprised you're not like my mate.
You haven't got any mates.
Yeah, he's not a mate. He's just an acquaintance. Sorry.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, he's got like hens, yeah.
Mm.
And he's got like a table like that, for them, yeah. And he calls it a chicknick table.
No.
Yeah, you guys are all weirdos. You know what I mean?
We're weirdos.
Yeah.
Right. For the viewers, okay, what they don't know is that not as much as I should do, but on a Friday, I usually meet up with Zach and he trains legs. And more recently...
Are we going there?
No, we're not going. Whoa, just back up. You don't even know where I'm going, girl.
Okay.
Zach wears his girlfriend's tracky bottoms, so they makes his legs look bigger. You have never seen anything so skin tight in all your fucking life. I don't believe a non-Lycra material can actually stretch that tight.
Listen, there's some genius behind that madness. Shall I tell you what it is?
You've picked up the wrong ones in the morning.
No, it's either I do that or I wear baggy bottoms and wear tights underneath them. So which would you prefer?
Tights, I don't have to see your junk.
Because the reason, viewers, is this. As you know here, when you walk here...
He's a cross-dresser.
Your legs rub. So your skin rubs between your ball sack. And it's fucking horrible. You know what I mean? So it's either you either have to moisturize your balls up every time and your legs so they don't get no friction. You know what I mean? So either that or you wear tights. It's a life hack. Trust me, bodybuilders, try it. And you'll say to me, you wish you never done it. You should have done it before years ago.
Yeah. No chance of your calves rubbing together, is there?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, you said you were bringing it, so I came prepared, boy.
Listen, there's one thing about calves, it's genetics, and you fucking know that.
Yeah, you genetically don't train them.
I train them. There's people who have just got fucking calves who live in Wales. Because there's a lot of hills up there in sheeps. So
what you're saying is you need to take up sheep shagging to build bigger calves?
No, I'm saying I can't move to Wales and I can't, and I don't like sheep.
Look, I got it tight last week. So...
Okay, listen, we're going there.
We're not going there.
Yeah, tell the viewers now, from last week when we spoke to this week, how many cardio sessions have you done? Your face says it all.
I count, hang on.
Yeah, you don't need more than one hand to count. Exactly. And so what did you say you was going to do?
No, what you said.
No, me and the view.
I said I'd think about it.
No, it's not. There's nothing to think about, Dave. There's nothing.
I've been much better with my food this last week. And I did train legs with you on Friday.
Yeah, and that's a good thing you did because you didn't do no fucking cardio all week. So you had the energy to train legs. And you've given it the large one in the fucking gym. And then you're saying, oh, I've got one more rep out than you. I was going easy on you, pal. Wait till next week. Listen, when you start
War has
coming
started.
when you start coming out with that shit, my ticker, I'm gonna say fuck you. It's not your fucking ticker. It's in your mind.
Okay. What you like at CPR?
Sorry,
What you like at CPR?
I don't know. I'll sit on your face and we'll find out.
Oh, have a shave first. I don't want that big hairy thing getting me. They're like a fucking spider. Yeah.
So Dave, so number one,
Okay, what are we talking about anyway?
accountability.
Yeah, look, I make no secret about it. It's not that I'm not accountable. I just, at the moment, the simple fact, and I truly believe this with everybody, is people set goals.
Yeah.
They aren't always either fully aware or honest with themselves of the work effort it will take to achieve that goal.
Yeah.
And so they never achieve that goal. And for me at this point, from a desire point of view, the work required to get in shape outweighs the benefit I see from it. I know there's a health benefit. That's put that to one side. But the visual benefit doesn't interest me anymore.
Yeah. So that's fine.
So, and I think this is a bit of a... You see people that join the army, and when they leave the army, they don't shave and they grow long hair because they were so sick of always being told to do that and do this and do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think after years of pushing the food, but being super strict with it and everything else, and I know I'm being stupid from a health aspect, but from a visual aspect, I'm not that bothered about how I look. I don't feel that creates my value as a person. But I do understand that the aesthetics to one side, it's the health thing that I really need to get my finger out and sort. And I know you're right. I know everyone else is right. It's just creating that desire to do it, which I'm genuinely, honestly struggling with.
So number one, you're saying you're not bothered about the appearance side of it, yeah?
Not particularly, no.
No. So I get that. I totally get it. But we're not working on the appearance here, are we? Because you can't get uglier than you fucking are. So let's forget about.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, case in point here. Come on, there is uglier than me.
Yeah, there is uglier than you, but I'm saying you can't get uglier than what you are.
No, I mean this level of disgustingly looking face has taken years to craft. This is not an overnight thing. This has taken time.
No, so what I'm saying to you is, but the problem is in this decision, what you're making, you're not only involved in it; it's other people around.
I appreciate. Yeah, no, I genuinely appreciate that. I really do.
So you're being selfish.
Well, I am and I aren't. So, and let me just finish that. So, a lot of my time and my effort is dedicated to helping other people.
Yes.
Which leaves me. Well, I don't say it leaves me a little in the tank for myself, but myself becomes a lower priority.
Yeah, I get that.
And I know I need to change that mindset, and I know I need to get more into it. And like I said, food amounts, because it's never been an issue around the type of food. It's just been an issue around the amount of food. Yeah. So food amounts have been drastically reduced this week, and I have been one grumpy bastard because of it. I don't like being hungry.
Yeah, but Dave, why are you drastically reducing it? Why are you not doing it in stages?
Well, no, I wouldn't say drastically. What I mean is, so what I'm bad for is not eating and then snacking.
Yeah.
So what I'm bad for is I'll get up, I'll come across to the office about 5 o'clock in the morning.
Have your breakfast?
No, I'll come here and work.
Oh, okay.
And then I'll go back for breakfast about 7:30, so I have it with the wife.
Yeah.
But what's been happening is I've either not been going back for breakfast, or I've been having a very quick or light one, getting back to work, and then it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon before I have anything like a lunch. And then I'm getting back home 7, back across the house at 7 or later on a night. And then it's floodgates because I'm hungry and I've not eaten all day. So I've been forcing myself to create a bit more structure and keep the meals sensible in size.
So if you was advising somebody who came to you with the same problems as you, what would you say to them?
The same things I say to myself. I know what to do. I need to create structure.
Yeah, but how would you create that structure?
Well, the first thing is, despite how busy work can be and everything else, there's always time to take 10, 15 minutes to get some food into me. And I know that. The second thing is preparation, so that the things are already ready. So I'm not trying to make on the fly. So all the things, like I say, it's a work in progress now. Piss off.
Yeah, that's where we're going into. This is called therapy, okay? Because number one, I care about you. Yeah, you're my mate, and obviously mates need to help each other out. And yes, I'm a pain in the fucking arse, and like you're a pain in the arse. And if I was doing the same thing, you would tell me the fucking same.
I know, no, I don't. I mean, I know people see us ripping at each other, but
yeah, but
we, there is a genuine love between us. Well, he loves me. He's all right. Yeah. But
my advice to you is first thing in the morning when you fucking get up, is have your breakfast, then do your work.
To be honest, I prefer it the way it is for the simple reason is I don't have my breakfast with my wife.
Oh, okay.
So it's about building in that stuff as well, you say, so.
So you don't want to have breakfast with your wife, so we leave that out.
No, I have that 7:30 with my wife, you spaz.
With my wife.
If I get up at 5 and have breakfast then, I'm not meeting my wife at 7:30 for breakfast.
Yeah, so what we do now is we'll get a structure put in place.
Anyway, we can't say breakfast, it's bodybuilding. We have to say meal 1.
Meal 1, yeah, meal 1, fuck's sake, yeah. So meal 1, yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So like I said to you, Dave, the main thing what you need to start doing is like, what you tell your clients is simple. Like you said, get structure. Maybe like, prepare 2 meals in one go and have them ready in the fridge.
I know, mate, I know. It's not a lack of knowledge, it's just a lack of desire.
Yeah, and I get it. And the problem what you've got is you're working on everybody else and you're sorting everybody else's life, but you're not sorting your own out. That sounds right, isn't it?
Thanks, Dad.
Yeah, I am a dad. You know what I mean? Who's your daddy?
All right, that's it.
No, but listen, if there's anything, viewers, listen, if there's anything Dave can do from this week to next weekend, is his fucking cardio.
Yes, Dad.
Yes?
Yes, Dad.
Yes, Dad. You know what I mean? Listen, it's all like you said to yourself there, this is advice you fucking know.
No.
Advice. Yeah, and the thing about it, stop being fucking selfish. That selfish phase is gone now. That bodybuilding, powerlifting, mass gaining, everything phase is fucking gone. We are not them selfish people no more. We have to care about people around in our small circle because we affect them.
So why are you so mean to me all the time?
I mean, because I love you. You know
you're taking this tough love a bit far.
Yeah, well, you need tough love. Fuck's sake, you need it. Yeah, So listen, for the viewers who are in the same predicament, somebody like yourself is there, like you said, advise them what they should do, and then and people have to listen.
I think one of the problems, particularly when you're coming from, I mean, let's not beat around the bush. I am a fat fuck. I mean, there's no two ways about it. I am massive.
Yeah, but the thing about it, you hold it well though because you're tall. If you were 5'4" and you were the same weight, yeah,
be a fucking ball. I mean, fucking rolling. But the thing is,
on a Sunday, what fucking kept Jesus behind that cave now?
Yeah, fucking damn right. I actually was in a film. It was called Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. No, but when you're coming from such a sort of far away point, it is very easy to get overfaced with the task in front of you.
Yeah.
And it's great to have a long-term goal. It's great to have a physique that you desire or that you want to aim for.
Yeah.
But you've got to create small steps because
exactly.
if you don't see reward and benefit for your effort, you'll soon become demotivated.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, there's a couple of aspects that come into this. Obviously, previously, quite a lot of drug use, no denying that. Quite a lot of heavy and hard training. So if the desire was there, weight manipulation wasn't a real particular issue.
Yeah.
I can't train at that intensity anymore. Just physically, I'm too broken to do it. I can still train to a level, but I can't push. And Zach knows for sure. The last time I really pushed on legs, I tore my quad straight away.
Yeah.
Because the head's there, but the body's not. So you've got to create little goalposts that are achievable. The other thing is, and however it may upset you, is recording the start point, be it not just with weight, but maybe even measurements or photographs, because there will be weeks, potentially a month, where you don't feel you're progressing, and looking back retrospectively can help you see how far you've come.
Yeah.
And the other thing, and this is the one that I do suffer with, and I know plenty of other people do, is when things go off piste for whatever reason, and you break your diet or you don't achieve what you're supposed to be doing physically wise, it's very easy to go off, fuck it, and write the day off. And that's a big behavior that you need to try and stop. You need to try and get into this mindset that I've made a mistake, or circumstances have caused this or prevented whatever. Draw a line under it and then get back on ASP.
Yeah.
Going, just make today a cheat day is a recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
If you're, now this isn't quite strictly true, but if say you're in a 400 calorie deficit daily,
Yeah.
and you go really well Monday to Saturday, then on Sunday you open the floodgates and you eat 1,500, 2,000 calories above your maintenance because you're eating shit.
Yeah.
That's going to have a huge impact on the weight loss that you had set up for that week. It's not as bad once you've been consistently dieting for, say, 6-8 weeks. But I think another problem is when you are big, you want to adapt your diet so it's an improvement, but I would avoid cheat days. I would avoid cheat meals. Until you've had a good 6-8 weeks of sustained, continuous, good dieting, because otherwise you don't get out of that habit of eating badly. You're constantly putting that habit back in. Whereas if you get this solid period of no deviation, that becomes the norm. And now the cheat is what it's supposed to be. It's an extra. It's different. We never physically need a cheat meal.
No.
Mentally, possibly, but we never physically need a cheat meal.
Yeah, so the situation is, like I said, like I always said to somebody, before they come for like coaching advice and want to start a coaching, I said to them, number one thing, financially, can you afford this? And if you can't afford it, how long can you afford it for? Because there's no point coming to me for 1 month and 2 months and then saying to me, listen, I can't afford your service no more. Then you're doing yourself a dishonest, being dishonest to yourself, and you're not giving yourself the right start. You're going to start something and you're going to stop. So you need to first, before you go to a coach, any coach, see what they charge and ask yourself, can I commit to this coach for 6 months at least, or 1 year? 1 year would be perfect, because you're going to see a lot of difference and you're going to learn a lot. And then once you can do that, and you're ready to jump in with a coach and want to make that first initial change in your life, the first initial step is the hardest, knowing that, listen, I need to make a change in my life. I feel shit. Something needs to change, or something's going to fucking go. Something's going to give. You know what I mean? With my health, or whatever reason, or whether I want to compete, or that's my, projection for the next year. And then after that, like you said, it needs to be small goals. Not think to yourself, oh, 1 year, I need to be from here to there. No, you need to think to yourself, every 3 months, quarterly, this is what I need to be doing in this first 3 months. Whether it's losing weight, first 3 months losing weight, that's your goal. First 3 months putting size on, that's your goal. Or whatever. Just eating healthier and maintaining a healthy lifestyle, feeling better about yourself from the food what you're eating. As we all know, Dave, food is either your poison or your fucking medicine. And that's the real thing about it. And the problem is, a lot of people, they've got a shit diet, and then they add every fucking 100 different multivitamins into their fucking diet, they shit diet, and they think it's gonna help. It's like a perfect example is, oh, I can go out, party all week, drink alcohol, but you know what? I can have some CBD oil, and that's gonna help me. You know what I mean? It's not gonna fucking help, because the thing about it is, get what you can from your diet, and then what you can't get from your diet, that's what you get from supplementation. It's an add-on.
Yeah, and I think the key with that, and I've actually spoken about this a lot in the past. The key is the name. It's supplementation. It's supplementary. it's on top of, not instead of.
Yeah.
And I think far too many people, I mean, don't get me wrong. Well, I'll get to that comment in a minute, actually. So I think far too many people lean into supplements rather than just using their food. And at the end of the day, the food's probably going to be the cheaper option. I mean, the only real expensive element around food is your protein source. And most people overeat that anyway. Most people actually eat way more protein than they need.
They either eat way too much protein or they eat shit quality protein. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not going to go the Whole Foods preach or anything, but there is a genuine difference.
Of course there is in quality.
There is. I mean, Zach's like 20 years older than me, but I grew up where my dad used to grow veg in the garden, and we'd eat that veg.
Yeah.
And and people talk about how, you know, back in the 70s and early 80s, families ate a decent amount of meat, but but it was all whole butchers. It wasn't processed factory stuff. And as a result, that diet was nowhere near as impacting as the modern diet.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say, the only time where supplements become a bit of a necessity is when you're pushing super size. Yeah. And that's simply because you only have a capacity to consume and digest so much food.
Exactly.
And so protein and carbs become your priorities over macronutrients and veg because that stuff you can to an extent.
Yeah. But like you said, you know yourself, and when we were younger, and whatever, we used to get, my mum used to grow her own veg in her back garden, and my dad used to get meat, maybe lucky, once a week. Do you know what I'm saying? We used to get meat once a week. But the thing was, the quality of the food was better.
Much better.
The quality of the meat was better. Like now, you cook the meat and you see it, all just water just comes out of it, and the chicken's just like a little nugget. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, obviously, you know, I when I write diets, I always write in uncooked weight.
Yeah.
Simply because the weight can vary so much by the time it's cooked. And I've had clients say, I've just cooked a back coach of like a kilo of chicken and it's weighed in at 600 grams.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, that's a 40% reduction in weight. Now, if, I mean, this is a nice little point, actually, we can pull here, because say you had a diet that said you're taking 200 grams of chicken with that meal.
Yeah.
The difference between that and cooked weight, so if you were 200 grams raw or you ate 200 grams cooked, when you've got a 40% reduction in weight through cooking, you're actually going to be consuming 240 grams of 235 grams of protein. Of chicken, sorry. So you're going to be way over. So it is important. I do feel that raw weights are particularly important when weighing food over cooked weights. A lot of people like to do cooked weights because they bulk cook and then they can divide it up. But you can bulk cook on raw and still divide it up by eye. You'll get pretty close if it's even portions.
Yeah, and I think also you got to remember, a lot of people don't realize, the food, what's in standard agency, on the labels, they're allowed to be, on the carbohydrates, allowed to be 14% off. So if they say on there, there's like 20 grams of protein, the chances are it'll be more than 20 grams.
That's a weird number. 14.
It's like 14% they were saying, so unless they changed it. And then with the protein, it's the same as well. So it can be, the protein can be 14% less.
Well, it's like these protein Mars bars and protein stickers and all that. I mean, it's just shit. It's just, because it has over a certain percentage of protein, they can put protein in the name, but it's absolute fucking garbage.
Yeah, like, look, they're all doing it now. Like Kellogg's is doing it and everything, like protein in their Weetabix and shit like that. Listen, guys.
Hey, don't you diss Weetabix?
No, Weetabix on its own are great. I love them.
Don't you diss? Have you ever buttered one?
Buttered? You would go buttered, wouldn't you?
Have you ever buttered it? Oh, mate.
No. What? Eating buttered Weetabix dry?
Yeah.
Fuck right off. It's like eating sand.
You've not fucking lived, lad.
Well, but I bet you have fucking mothball fucking battered, don't you?
No, I'm not. I don't actually have a sweet tooth. I'm not. I'm. If you said pork pie or chocolate, I'd go pork pie every time.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not. I'm never been a sweet tooth. I'm a savoury. Unfortunately, savoury, it means pastries and stuff like that. In, pies and pasties and stuff like that.
You are Porky Pig, though.
I am Porky Pig, yeah. In fact, I'm above Porky Pig. What's above Porky Pig?
I don't know.
Dumbo?
Who?
Dumbo. The elephant.
Dumbo's an elephant, it's not a pig.
I know, but is that above Porky Pig for the fat scale?
No, Dumbo is like you said. For size and weight ratio, elephant's the same as a pig, isn't it?
I suppose it is really, isn't it? It's just a bigger,
like
bigger
ratio size. You know what I mean?
Hippo?
Same as well with them. It matters on this size.
Actually, I can't be a hippo. Hippos can run.
Well, you can fucking run.
Only to snack van.
No, but the thing about it, Dave, like a lot of people think we're messing about and stuff like that. But
no, there's a serious undertone to this. All joking aside, I have not put enough priority on my own health for various reasons. And some is obviously I've prioritized other things. Other things is I am pretty fucked, and you can get, and I'm sure you've been through this in your recovery periods because you've had some major surgeries in your life. You can get to a bit of a point where you just get fed up of being in pain, fed up of not being able to do things, and you look for a comfort. And for me, the comfort comes from food.
No, I get it totally. Like you said, before, with my shoulder, how much pain I was in with that, Dave, innit? You know what I mean? And it's like, when you were telling me to do like super slow reps, and all I could hear was,
yeah, but that's just your brain trying to think.
That's my brain trying to process.
That's the sand in there getting in the way of the cogs.
The cog works, they don't fucking need oil, No, but you know what I mean? It's just like...
No, it's a pain. Anyone who's had long-term chronic pain...
Yeah, and
it wears you down. It does wear you down.
And because you go to the gym and you start fucking relying on painkillers, and that's another drug you're putting into your fucking body. And that drug is fucking up other organs in your fucking body. So it's like a knock-on effect. So doctors are saying, oh yeah, just take that. And the problem is you're not mitigating that problem. You're not resolving that problem. So, thank God now, I had the op done. I feel loads fucking better.
But, the same when you tore your quads. The recovery period for that for you was the fact... I don't know. A lot of people won't probably know this because they've not been in the game long enough now. But Zach tore both his quads, had a very complex recovery, had to have follow-up surgeries. I've never known a pro bodybuilder come back from that. Every pro bodybuilder that I've known has had that level of injury has ended up retiring. So for someone to go through that, recover, and get back on the horse is massive. I don't compliment you very often because you're a prick, but massive, massive respect for that.
Yeah,
massive respect for that.
But Dave, you know what it was, and like I said to you, is like, when you see a fat bastard doctor sat there dictating to you
what you kind of can't do.
Yeah, what you kind of can't do. You just think to yourself, fuck you. I'm going to fucking show you, and I'm going to prove to you, you know what? My desire and my fucking worth is more than you. You know what I'm saying? Just because you're a pen pusher sat behind there, and you're meant to be a doctor, you're meant to have health conscious.
Well, there's a prime example of the situation with me, isn't it? You get fat nurses, you get fat doctors, and they work where they work. They should know it's not good for them.
Yeah, but the thing about with you, Dave, you've been there, you've done it. But the problem is with you, it's like you said, it's your health and injuries and what you've done to your body has stopped you from going further.
Yeah, one of the issues I struggle with, and I find incredibly frustrating to the point where it's actually upsetting, is I love training hard.
I know you do, yeah.
And I can't push like that. And it almost then makes training unenjoyable because the element of it that I enjoyed, I can't do. Yeah. And I find it very, very frustrating. And the times when I do let go and I let my head rule, my desire rule, I end up injuring myself.
Yeah, and you know what the crazy thing is? You know the crazy thing is, Dave? It's like you go into gym to get therapy, it makes you feel good. But when you go in there and you've got problems, it makes you feel fucking worse.
It does it does. The physical restrictions do. Yeah. It's me re-educating myself that, I'm not what I was 8 years ago. I can't train at that level of intensity. And I just need to judge it based on now. I need to look at the training based on now. This is what I can do now. I mean, we trained Friday.
Yeah.
It wasn't an intense session by any
No.
standard.
No.
There was effort, but it wasn't
Yeah.
intense.
No.
But there was
I get
effort.
it. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's learning to go, you know what, actually, for where I am and what I'm doing, that was a decent workout.
Yeah. And the thing about it, Dave, is this is the thing. The problem is we are not the same people we were 20 years ago,
No.
10 years ago. And the problem with us is me and your mentality is we expect us to be feeling lifting them same weights again, doing the same shit again. But no, we need to think to ourselves, you know what? We need that fucking pill, don't we? Where we just lose our past training history and say, you know what? This is us now.
Yeah, it started again. Yeah.
Yeah, and this is the body what I've got now with all these fucking injuries, all these niggles, and this is what I'm doing. So by us training legs every Friday, we're getting that workout in. We're moving forward. We're not moving back. There's nothing worse than us not turning up and not doing nothing. At least, once we've done the workout, we feel great. We think, yeah, that was good a workout. That not bad. Don't get me wrong, but we're pushing forward though. Still, we're moving forward, and that's what people need to think. Don't compare yourself to yourself 5 years ago, 20 years ago, when you didn't have no injuries, when you didn't have no operation done. You have to adapt your body to the environment you are now. So we have to be more conscious. You've seen yourself in bodybuilders and certain they get up. Every bodybuilder he's got such shit form, man. Some of them, and all of a sudden they've been getting away with it for so long, and then they reach a certain age, they get over 30, 34, 35, then watch the injuries start coming.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I mean, in my head, I'm still 24, strong, young, and full of cum. But the reality is that I'm 53, fat, knackered.
Yeah. No. But the thing, it's the same thing, innit? It's like perfect example is look, Anthony Joshua fought that Daniel DeVos yesterday, yeah, and he's a younger fucking kid, 26 years old. Anthony Joshua is 35, 36, they're 10 years older.
Which is relatively old in boxing.
Yeah, so you're telling me you can handle a young fucking lion, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you can, but the chances are he's got more stamina, he's full of more beans, he's just fucking younger version of you.
Yeah, it's the hunger's there as well. I think that's the other thing, the hunger's there. And you know.
And the same thing I try to tell to bodybuilders as well is when you get to a certain age, don't think more drugs is going to compensate you to compete with younger kids.
Mate,
them younger kids are full of tests. They're full of everything. Everything's working better than you. Their car is new. Their body is newer. Everything's fucking. They can get away with going out.
I remember when I was like 23, 24, training, pulling something, getting a niggle, whatever it may be. Yeah. You know what I mean? Twinges and pains and stuff. And then you went in the next session and it was gone. It wasn't there anymore. Yeah. Now it's 4 months later and it's still not right.
Listen, Dave, it's crazy. It's like I remember, like, my training partner used to trim the guy. He goes, "Oh, you get pops and niggles." That's what all it was. You get pops and niggles.
Yeah, you do.
And then the next session we would be fine. But now, like you said, you get a pop and niggle there. Fucking hell. The thing about it is, you can create a human being within fucking 9 months there, but your injury will be last there for years.
Yeah. I mean, you do change. Well, to be honest, I haven't changed the way I train because I've always, for a long time, I've been very muscular engagement focused and all that crap. Yeah. But the intensity has dropped off.
Yeah, but the thing is, something has to drop off because you are working a way around the body you've got now.
But it doesn't help that I probably only do 1 mil of sust about every 3-4 weeks because I keep fucking forgetting.
Yeah, I can imagine. I remember, like, I was speaking to this guy, and I remember he was saying that, in America, they have these, like, testosterone pellets will slowly release and
you can get them. They do them for females. They do hormone implants for females.
How do they work then? So are they time released?
Effectively, yeah. It's just a very slow time release dosing. But I mean, you're on 5 gram a week anyway, so I don't know what you're moaning about.
Oh, fucking
You're a pro. You've got to be on 5. They're all on 5 gram a week, aren't they?
You keep it quiet because all of them will start taking 10 grams, thinking more is better. You know what I mean?
Honestly, it's the odd thing is, and I think this absolutely happens with anybody that goes up the scales of ranks in bodybuilding. I think everybody clips those high doses at some point.
Yeah.
I think all like even with a lot of pros that I've spoke to and that I know now have all admitted to, they've gone up as 4 or 5 grams sort of region. They've all come back down.
Yeah.
None of them have stayed up there.
Yeah, I always say this is how your career starts. You start like an oral, and then you orals from there. People say, "Oh, don't take orals." You know what I mean? They're bad for your, liver and stuff. Then you think, "Oh, yeah, go into the injectable." You start going into injectables. You see improvement. You add 1 compounding, 2 compounding, 3 compounding, 4 compounding, and the doses start fucking creeping up. You become a pro, and you're thinking, "Oh, now I've got the money to spend more, so I can go on GH and everything." So you go up there on the scale, and then you soon realize you're spending all this money, but you're not improving as much. So then what you do is you start tapering it back down again, and then you get up to a point where you're thinking, "My God,
sweet spot.
I should have just stayed on that level all the fucking time."
But it seems to be something that everybody has to go through.
Yes.
Very. With the exception of a few like Dusty Hanshaw, who has never used large amounts of drugs at all. In fact, I don't think he's particularly gone above a gram. But I mean, I see certain pros now putting their cycles online and people going, "That's bullshit, that's bullshit." It's like, no, it isn't. I know them. I know what they're doing. And it's like people just can't accept it because they can't achieve that level of muscularity. They need an excuse to be able to live with their own failings, and that excuse is, they must take shitloads of drugs.
Yeah, and that's why, it's sad, isn't it? Like, really in bodybuilding, where if something bad happens to somebody and he passes away, And
rest in peace, Goliath. Unfortunately, he passed last week, didn't he?
Yeah, and then, the people say, like, "Oh, certain people do abuse drugs. They don't know when to stop. They don't listen to their health markers. They ignore all that shit." And then, then people have got themselves to blame. But there's people out there who don't abuse it, and they end up with shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, you're talking to a bloke that abused it. All right, not long term. I don't know if people realise that, but I only did 2 big cycles. But the combination of that level of drug and that size, of course, had a major impact on my health.
Well, Dave, what was your documentary, what you did? Because I know a lot of people will probably be interested in watching.
So, under construction were the 2 films, 1 and 2. Yeah, I know, great catchy titles. But yeah, I mean, my first big push, I went from sort of previously I'd never gone above 1.5 grams. And then on that then I did an experiment where I started at 1, but I pushed up to 3 in the cycle.
Okay.
And then my 2 big cycles were the ones that I documented. The first one I clipped 5, but dropped back down to 4.5. The second one I went 4.5, but there was GH and insulin with it.
When you did these cycles, were you like conscious about how you felt on them, or you wasn't cared about it? Like,
so the first one was brilliant from a point of view of how I felt, how I performed. I went
everything going up.
I went from like 306 pound to 375 pound in 7 months.
Fuck.
I was strong. I was fast. I mean, for my size, I could still move. My training pace was fast. I mean, even guys that were a third of my size and relatively fit struggled to keep up with my training pace because it was very on-off.
Yeah.
I'd be squatting 7 plates, rack it, and 60, 90 seconds later, I was back under the bar.
Yeah.
So there wasn't big rest periods. I really did push hard. Yeah. When I went on the second one, those rest times got longer and longer because I just physically couldn't perform. But also, my strength actually started to decline. The first one, I probably overran by about 6 weeks of what I could have got away with. There was definitely a bit of a deterioration towards the end. Nothing major, a few little niggles creeping in, just not feeling on my game. But the second one was really, to be fair, a disaster from start to finish. Plagued with injuries, plagued with problems.
Were you more focused about doing the documentary type of thing, was it? Type of
The
thing, yeah.
second one, I got obsessed with the goal,
Yeah.
and I
Not,
lost sight of what was around me.
yeah.
The first one was very balanced. It's a bit of a weird situation though. So if I'd have stopped at the end of the first one and maintained that,
You would have been fine.
I I think I'd be dead. And
Really?
and I'll explain why. I had a very marketable physique
Yeah.
in the sense of size and the condition not being bad. I was
Yeah.
strong. You know, I was squatting 7+ plates. I was bent over rowing 6 plates. I was shoulder pressing 5 plates. I was a strong fucker. Bench was my weakest, and even then I was repping 220. So I had something that I could have gone on socials, developed quite a big following, but I would have developed a reputation for being that size, which meant I would have had to have maintained it. That long-term maintenance would probably have ended up killing me, where because I pushed further, I broke. But in breaking, it stopped. It stopped everything.
Do you think, this brings me up quickly just a second, do you think this is the reason why certain freaks have died in bodybuilding? Because they have to maintain that image and they keep on the drugs all year round?
Well, that was definitely, I think, a contributing factor to Rich. Rich Piano, if anyone didn't realize it.
And this new guy who's passed away.
Goliath, I would have said so, yes. I mean, his mass monster status was what he capitalized and made money on. Yeah. I think as well that though obviously the drugs do have a huge impact in health, so does just being that size. Now my initial problem was my kidneys started to go. I ended up in hospital because of that. I never went on dialysis, but I got close enough to feel it. And my renal consultant, I was completely open with, told him what I'd done, told him the drugs I'd taken, and he said, I don't actually think the drugs is the biggest problem. He says, I'm not saying they haven't had an impact. He says, but I think the biggest problem is your physical fucking size. He says, you've outgrown your kidney's ability to function. He says, you've literally grown too big for your kidneys. I think it's probably a balance of everything. Blood pressure. Well, blood pressure, to be fair, wasn't bad until the second cycle. First cycle, it was great. But I think that there's a balance of lots of things. But by the time I got into the second part, the second film, the second part of Pushing, where I went from 365 to 415, let's say it was just goal obsessed. You know, it was just boom, 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 blinkers down, boom, this is what I'm doing, fuck everything else. And that was where it got very dangerous. And that was where I made poor decisions and even got drug obsessed. Now, I've never been a drug-focused guy, even though I've used those high doses previously. My priority was always the gym. My priority was always training. When I used to think about how I could improve progress, it was how can I train harder? How can I train more effectively?
Yeah.
That last cycle, it wasn't. I started thinking about what more drugs can I take?
How can I get the edge?
What other drugs can I add into this to get bigger? And it was the wrong mindset. And it's unfortunate that, there's probably, maybe not weekly, but it's more regular than it should be, that I will be speaking to an older gentleman who really wants to be backing off just TRT, maybe a little bit extra here and there once or twice a year, and they're still doing full-blown cycles. And they're not progressing. There's just no progress. And it's like, and they're pushing for like, right, what other drugs can I do? And it's like, this is dangerous. As we get older, our ability to tolerate poisons and toxin gets much less. So I do believe that by pushing further, I actually stopped creating an identity that I couldn't escape.
I think that's interesting, that, because a lot of people don't realize that, and you've just said that now. It makes total sense, because in the era we're living in with social media and everything, and your image is everything. Your image is your marketing, and you know yourself, Dave. People who have got the following, they're obsessed with the likes and the interaction, and and it gets addictive.
There's also the financial aspect as well. You know,
Yeah,
people earn money from
yeah,
that as well.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's strange this comes up today because this last week I did a conference. It was an online thing with a guy called Professor Jim McVeigh. And he did a brief overview of 3 sections of study. One was brain aging in anabolic steroid users. One was drug dependency in anabolic steroid users. One was aggression in anabolic steroid users. And it wasn't, we weren't talking about roid rage. In fact, roid rage. In fact, it was the opposite. You know, research generally accepts that that's media bullshit. It doesn't exist.
Yeah.
But there is obviously some evidence about aggression increasing in anabolic users, and it's self-reported by users anyway from a point of view of like aggression on tren. I mean, check drops, Milburn, it's used to make you more aggressive. That's why you fucking use the shit. So, but we were discussing the dependency thing. And one of the problems is that anything that you dedicate your physical effort and your financials to becomes important to you. So if you restore a car, it takes you 3 years and you spend 50 grand in doing it, that car's very precious to you.
Yeah.
You know, if you build model railways and you spend hundreds of hours creating these scenery, that's very precious to you.
Yeah.
You spend thousands of pounds on drugs and diet and gym membership and hours in the gym, your physique becomes precious to you.
Yeah.
And slowly those things become a priority. We start to identify as that individual. So tennis players view themselves as tennis players. And then when they retire, they struggle with their identity because they're no longer a tennis player. So who are they?
Yeah.
So professional athletes have this problem all the time.
Yeah.
So as a bodybuilder, you know, you invest all this money into being and time into being a bodybuilder. That's your identity. You start to associate your physical appearance as your value, and then you associate that physical appearance with the drugs. So now the problem is if you don't have the drugs, you don't have the physical shape. If you don't have the physical shape, who are you?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I totally get that, because the thing about it is, you know, with bodybuilding, it's more harder than other sports, because as a tennis player, you still look like a normal person. You know, if you're walking down the street, nobody's looking at your appearance to say, oh,
It's very visual. Yeah, it's very visual.
Yeah, and bodybuilding is visual. So if you look freaky, you look lean, you post pictures and say, oh, hi, pal. They'll DM you saying, could you promote my fat burners for me? You're in good shape. You're not even using their fat burners. You have companies want to contact you. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
It's like, and it's same with, like, you know, with girls, and they get obsessed with, you know, having fake asses and injecting their asses to the point it gets.
Is that what you've done to your ass?
Yeah.
Zach's ass is huge, by the way, everybody. Muscularly huge, but it is fucking enormous.
Yeah, but don't fucking be looking at it like that.
You stick it in my face all the time.
It's not fucking hump day. That's why I don't train legs with you on Wednesday.
You know, you stick it. You're always wearing your tight leggings and wiggling your ass in my face.
Yeah, that's why you want to train legs with me and stand up close.
Very close, especially when you're squatting.
yeah. But you know, the thing about it is, Dave, you know, like we're just going to end this. It's an interesting topic, this, yeah. And you know, psychologically, I think, you know, what I've noticed is also about, you know, the gear aspect of it is that a lot of people, not even because of the size, they don't want to come off it. It's how they makes them feel, because as soon as they
There's that element as well. Well, yeah, I mean, obviously, when you initially come off, you feel like crap, and it takes time to get that sorted.
And then get everything balanced out again. And this is where people don't even realize, where we come back to the same point again. We're in a time and era now. We don't need to guess what's going on in our body. All we just need to do is get a little prick and take some bloods, get it done, and get it sorted. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. If you can't afford a blood test done, if you're feeling emotional and you're feeling your fucking boner's gone away, it's telling you something. It's telling you this something's not balanced right. Something's shutting off. And this is what, you know what I mean? It's simple. Listen to your fucking body. So, you know, the advice I can give to you guys on this Sunday is like, guys, don't take little things for granted. If there's something what's niggling you, if you're getting pains and cracks in your body, don't be that hardcore bodybuilding mentality, stupid idiot, and say, I'll just train over it because it's never gonna go away. And same way, if you're getting some fucking palpitations, you're getting some fucking pain, or something is not right, you're pissing out fucking blood or whatever. These are signs. Don't overlook them before it's too fucking long. Get it nipped in the butt because you only got one body in this life, and you have to make it last.
And
You know what I mean?
don't cover it with a fucking drug. Uh,
Yeah.
a painkiller is a temporary fix. Yes, it will help you get through the day, but you need to address the underlying problem, which is the
Exactly.
injury.
And I'm like this to the doctor. You're giving me naproxen, yeah? How long do you expect me to take these for? How long? I need to get this shoulder sorted. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So this is why, you gotta get these problems sorted. And
It's scary because sometimes it will mean not training for a period of time, or it will mean, and yeah, you're going to get flatter, and yeah, you're going to shrink down a little bit. But as soon as you're fixed, that will all come back quicker than you realise. But that is intimidating to people, and I fully get that. Fuck me, I used to lose my rag if I missed a meal. I used to think, fuck me, I'm going to shrink because I missed a meal.
Yeah, but it's only scary for people, who like to walk around, and think they're fucking hard and think they're better than other people. They're the people who don't like to come off shit. But you're the people who know the reason they're doing it for. For them coming off a cycle, they don't mind because they know they're going to bounce back quicker, giving their body a rest. They know the health benefits, everything. And you've got to, in the long run, you've got to be tortoise. And there's the hair. And you've got to be the tortoise in this game, like Dave is. You know what I mean? So,
we're not talking about looking like one here. We're just talking about acting like one.
yeah. So
hey, talking about tortoises. Was it last Sunday? Sunday before? I saw giant tortoises.
Where?
Henley Country Show, of all places.
Really? How big were they? Fuck yeah.
The biggest one, I would say, was probably 4 foot long and about 2.5 foot wide and about about 3 foot high.
So, did you specifically go there to see the tortoises?
No, I was down south for the week working and a few other bits and bats. And we had some spare time. Actually, it was Saturday. We had some spare time on the Saturday. So Henley's only sort of 10 miles down the road from where we were. So I said, let's go have a look at Henley. I've heard about Henley Regatta and the boating and everything. Let's just go have a look.
Yeah.
So we went down to the very old village, beautiful town, stunning place to be. And weather was nice. It was gorgeous. Sat on the River Thames drinking pop, not drinking.
What? Say that again?
Drinking pop, not drinking.
I see the way you paused a second. You were fucking getting bladdered.
Do you know what? I don't really drink, and when I do, it's only whiskey. I was driving Zacchaeus.
I bet you were fucking like Homer Simpson on the fucking boat.
Yeah, definitely. Anyway, as we were walking around the town, we saw this sign for Henley Country Show.
Yeah.
So he had a postcode. We put it in. It's like, it's only 10 minutes up the road. We'll go. So we went, and it was a proper agricultural show. So, there were cows and sheep and all that crap. A little bit of a car show and various stalls and stuff. And as you walked in, there was this big pen full of giant tortoises. The biggest was enormous.
Yeah, fucking hell. And some of them, they're like 100 years old, aren't they? Some fuckers.
This thing, I've seen them before, but I've never seen one as big as this bastard. He was huge.
Fucking probably on growth, innit?
Trent tortoise.
Fucking steady, you know what I mean? What you got planned today, Dave?
So I am actually training a client today. Very rare I do it, but I am actually taking one through a technique day and a training principles day.
This is the thing. Some of these people, I give them workouts to do, and they say, I'm not improving. So then I said to them, send me a video of you fucking training. And I look at their form, I'll say, what the fuck are you doing? Listen, get your fucking ass down, see me for a training session, and we're going to go through this. Because, sometimes you can't explain to them what to do.
It's when, I know we're at the end now, but, when you talk to most people who want coaching, there's very rare that people will say to you, I don't know how to train.
They all know how to train.
Everybody's like, I know what I'm doing in the gym, but I just need help with the diet, or usually I just need help with the drugs.
And the best one is when they say, oh yeah, I train really hard.
Well, that's relative at the end of the day. You train hard to what you've experienced, but
yeah,
I've I'm still learning about training now. You know, I still, I'll just sometimes do something by accident, and it's like, oh, actually, what if I did this, and what if I changed? And same when I train people, you'll see them do something a little bit differently, and actually, it's like, right, okay, yeah, that's interesting. You learn from them as well. So, I mean, you know, I'm still learning about training.
Yeah, that's the thing. You always got to learn, and the most important thing is, like you said, you have to go on how you feel. Everybody's different. You know what I mean? But one thing is always
I feel
clear.
like cheese on toast.
Yeah, you know what? On that fucking note, fuck off. See you later.
Be
I'm
like
not
that.
talking to you.
Why?
See you next. Yeah, because you're a dickhead.
Why am I a dickhead?
Because you like cheese on toast.
And what's wrong with cheese on toast?
You can't eat it.
I didn't say I could eat it. I just said I like it. But no, yes, you have to. There's a good form, standardized sort of way of doing movements, and you learn that first, and then you start to tweak that to what works for you.
Yeah.
The problem is people don't get the foundations, and they focus that success of a session is reps or weight.
Mm-hmm.
Success of a session is
how. And it's almost likely always the fucking way.
Whereas the success of a session should be how well you stimulated the muscle you've trained.
Like the most important lesson you gave me was that, listen, if you can get less than fucking 10 reps out and fatigue that muscle, fuck, do that. Why would you want to do like 20 reps, 30 reps to fatigue it? Wouldn't it be better to engage that muscle and you know, put your mind and muscle connection and then fatigue it within like 8, 10, 12 reps?
Efficiency. Be efficient.
Yeah.
You know, we consume carbs for energy to train. We consume protein for building blocks to repair. Let's make our training as efficient as possible so we get the maximum stimulation from the minimum workload, resulting in the maximum growth, and make those nutrients that we have to pay for and eat do the best they can for us, rather than burning a shitload of calories in an unproductive workout because we're not actually stimulating the muscle, we're just moving weight.
Yeah.
But the problem is that stimulating the muscle hurts like fuck and is extremely hard to do, whereas just moving weight is actually easier. And that's why people go that way, because they get this faux success because the numbers are going up on the bar, but it's not taxing them to the point that they, I mean, we both...
Perfect example is when you talk to some of these fucking dickheads in the gym saying, oh, you see them on the gym and side, it goes, oh yeah, last night I was fucking banging this bitch for 1 hour. I'm like, you had to bang a bitch for 1 hour to make her come. I did it within 5 minutes, mate.
30 seconds. I'm done before I even get there, you know. Premature Jackie.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Efficiency is better. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you know what I mean?
I mean, unless you're cutting, I got to admit, if you're cutting, then the hour sex session is probably useful. But if you're in a bulk, mate, you need to preserve that.
Fuck, like, mate, it'll be just like a sweaty fucking whale, won't it? You know what I mean? She'll be like...
drowning.
Get the fuck off, man.
Hey, you know it's bad when she stops you halfway through to get a towel and dry herself off.
Oh, mate, fucking hell. You know them days when you're weighing over fucking 300 pounds, and you're fucking sweating and you got a towel on your fucking bed, you know what I mean? Fucking hell. Window open, fan on. I don't miss that shit, bro.
Oh, God.
You know what I mean?
Eating every hour and a half.
Listen, Dave, at the moment, you don't need to worry about that. All you just need to worry about is eat a good meal and do your fucking cardio. And I'll see you in gym on Friday, you fucker. Rock, paper, scissors. Come on. 1, 2, 3. Oh, you fuck off. You waited till about 10 seconds later, you cunt.
10 seconds later? What are you fucking hell? You tell time like you count reps, you twat.
Oh, you fucking do the same as well.
How many reps you done, Zach? 27.
Oh, listen. Fucking, I'm doing a leg press on Friday. I've done 6 reps, and then this fucker goes 2. And then in my mind, I'm thinking, oh, you bastard, I gotta focus now, even more. And you just try to fucking distract me. So I do 10 reps and go, oh, 4.
I was counting the quality reps rather than the shit that you were doing in between.
You know what? We're filming it for next time. We're fucking filming. On that fucking note, fuck off.
Don't be like that, Zach. Have a nice day.
You too. Love
give my doggy a love.
Okay, man. Fuck you, bitch bastard.
Leave Bugsy alone.
Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah.